So what do you do on your first day of retirement? Well, you open up the shades, you bring light in, you look at the grass that needs to be cut, you close the shades, and you go back to bed. You wake up at 2 in the afternoon, and then you start doing a video. So this video is about comparing this camera, the Z6II. I'm using Nikon Live Pro, version 4 plus, whatever. And it's a pretty good camera. I have a hot shoe mirror, which I can see the tilt screen to make sure that I'm in the picture. And I'm comparing this camera, which is a great camera, to the newer one, the ZF. So they have the same sensor, just a different processor. Z6II has a dual XP6 processor, whereas this processor is an XP7, which is supposed to be 10 times faster than that. So the question was, is it faster than the dual processors or just the one processor? I can't get an answer. But anyway, same lens, 40mm f2, about the same position from each other. And yeah, it's all the way at the end. And I can do this. Put it in the center, okay? So you see this, and then you compare it to Z6II. The lighting is different, okay? So I got light source here, and a light source here. On the ZF, it's just in the front. But I look tan. They're both on vivid picture profile. So cameras are different. Processors are different. The sensor is the same. Just want to show you. Do I look better? So if I increase this all the way to right there, and then I'll move this up a little bit. Okay. So I'm filling almost the whole screen. Okay. You can see the bottom of my neck all the way to top of my hair, whatever. Okay. So I'm filling the screen. At the same position, if I go to the ZF, okay, I should bring it a little bit closer. Okay. And I think more like that. So what's the difference? Well, I have the VR turned off on the Z6II. The VR is turned on this camera. So why is the Z6II a bigger picture than I am? Could it be a crop? I don't know. That's in an FX mode. This is in an FX mode. Only the VR is turned on the Z6II. It's on here. So why am I not bigger? Well, the ZF doesn't need a crop when you're doing 4K 30. Z6II, if I put on a crop, I'll be bigger. So let me show you. Okay. You don't see much of a difference, do you? But if I go closer, you can see details how sharp everything is. You can see a few hairs that are missing that, I'm taking care of. But if I go to the ZF, okay, with it off, let's look to see if I do the same thing. Turn on the vibration digital and the IBIS and see what happens. Okay, see the difference? That. So the picture profile looks different. They're both on vivid. I can put it on neutral and show you the difference, but you notice I'm not as big as that one. And maybe it's just a little bit, closer. But the thing is, the lighting is on left and right, so it's more evenly spaced. You can see the reflection a little bit on my forehead right here on this light. Okay. But if I go to the ZF, all right, the reflection's right here now. I've just turned to my left. Why am I darker? I may be a little bit too close. I'll move that back like that. Okay, make it the same, but still. And I'm gonna have to move this again. Sorry. But still, why is that? So if I move the gamma, well, let's say if I just reset everything, I look like an orange. Okay? So I usually do the saturation to -10. And that way you get a little color tone on here. It's in HLG. That's the difference. So this can go in HLG. This camera cannot. Not in video mode. This is an 8-bit. The ZF is a 10-bit. That's the difference. And that's why you get different colors. If I move this camera here, you would get the same amount of light, but I look totally different. So the different tones. This has a better IBIS. IBIS is not bad on the Z6II. The two main problems on video, okay? On the stills, I think they match each other, all right? The only difference is on the video, one's 8-bit, this camera, the other one is a 10-bit, which you can see more detail. But basically, the IBIS is good on both cameras. They don't have a sheet or a leaf curtain or shutter curtain, okay, when you turn it off. But ZF is just a little bit bigger. It's more metal. Z6II is smaller. It has the Type B express card, whereas this has, the ZF has the SD, which could go up to V90, and then a micro SD card, which is usually UHS-1. All right. On the Z6II, V90 on both. So that's the difference. Smaller camera. It does have a 30-minute time record limit. ZF doesn't. So the Z30, ZF, the Z8, and Z9 do not have a video record limit. That's the difference. Everything else, all the other cameras previous do. And they haven't changed that. Not through firmware update or anything. I do like the temperature warning on the ZF. And I take mine to the extreme. I can go like an hour, 2 hours of video. And they say you can record for 2 hours and 5 minutes. I've had no problem with a dummy battery and a bigger SD card for recording. Okay, so I don't have any problem with that. You just have to remember to keep pressing record when you reach the time limit. But most people, they only record for about 5 minutes. And on older cameras, they start overheating after 5 or 10 minutes if you keep recording 4K. You switch to 1080 high definition, no problem at all. So this is just to show you the difference between these two cameras. It's being sold for $1,600 right now. $400 off on the Z6II. If you want a Type B express card, can't blame. This is in the US. I'm not talking about Canada or Australia for my friends that live there. It's a good deal. I'm thinking of getting another Z6II because Best Buy has offered me $210 off on previous purchases. I was also looking at the MacBook Pro, and I was also looking at the what was it? The Panasonic S5 II. But why should I invest in another camera system if I have everything invested in Nikon? So basically Sony and Nikon I have, but I use Nikon the most. Easy to use. I love the battery life. And I like the bigger cameras because they feel better in my hand. I can handle better. There's nothing wrong with Sony. I like the small cameras, but I use them just for the studio now. I don't go out and shoot with them unless I want to be discreet. But I got the Z30 for that. So I got the Z30. I wish they had smaller lenses, but I've been using the 26 millimeter, 28, 40 millimeter. Those are great lenses. They don't get you much. And you put it in crop mode, since that's a crop camera, and you get like 28 to 42, and then 40 to a 60. That's pretty good. And then of course the 28, yeah, the 26 would be like a 39. But you know, it just, do you want a viewfinder? Do you want an LCD screen? Do you want a Z52? Z50 is a great camera. I just took it out, you know, for car vlogging and stuff. Still a great camera. The only thing is the flippy screen goes down. But if you get a cage, you can move the tripod to the other end and you can vlog with it. Or you can get what I got, is a little screen that fits on the hot shoe of the camera, and you can see yourself. And you can see the settings, basically, if you get up close. So there's workarounds. All cameras are good. Look at your price point. It's the guy taking the pictures with the camera that he has. And then looking at the content. And then he just perfect on that part. And then when the camera either fails, dies, or doesn't meet your needs that you need, that's when you upgrade. Me, I got all the Nikon mirrorless cameras. I'm a nut. What can I say? But I love the ZFs. I got one in the studio, one with me all the time, taking pictures. Z6II, I'm keeping it in here because of video. I have a Z7II out in the car, and I took it out of the studio because it's a 45.7 megapixel camera. You crop it, it's like a 24, like a Z6II or maybe even a ZFC or, you know, crop sensor. It can handle it. So you would like to have a camera that can do both. But when you put a crop sensor lens on there, it automatically becomes a crop. What I like about the Sony ZV-1 is it can stay in full frame with the crop sensor lens. But then you start seeing the vignetting and stuff. But if you put on your VR, vibration reduction, with the digital electronic reduction, all that goes away, but you're in full frame mode. So, there's plus and minuses to each camera systems. They talk about the global shutter. It's nice. Are you going to use it? That's the question is, yes, there's pieces of candy on this camera, pieces of candy on that camera. This one has a CF Express card. This one doesn't. If they all perform well and you get it at the cheapest price, go with that one. Learn your craft. Enjoy it. And then when it doesn't meet your needs, you sell it or you keep it like I've been doing. And I guess I'm a hoarder. And then you just upgrade to the new one and use it all the time. So I have two ZFs and I have two ZFCs. So the Z30 and the ZFC are in the car with my crop sensor lenses. The Z8, 9, 1ZF, Z6II in my car with the full frame lenses. And I have just about all of them, except for the telephoto zooms or the primes. But I got the 1 to 400. That's it. And everything else below it. So I got the 1.2 primes. I got the 1.8 primes. I got the plena. I got all the macro lenses, the 50 millimeter, the 105. I got the 328, 340s, 126 millimeter. And I'm happy with it. But if you just want one camera, which would you choose? Z6II is, lighter. They both have the micro, video input. Okay. It's not a true HDMI. It's just a micro HDMI. But they both are rechargeable with the USB-C. While the camera is on, it can recharge or stay charged. I use dummy batteries because I don't like doing that to a regular camera battery. You don't want to keep charging and discharging. It loses the lifespan a lot easier. So that's why I just use a dummy battery. Plug in and forget about it. And it could be on for days. Forget to turn off the camera. It's still going. So, Z6II. Z7II. The only difference is I got HLG on there. They're both good cameras. One has a record time limit. Let me go like this. Always doing this. Or I could do this. Let's just go back to 0, and that way you don't have to worry about it. Okay. So I'm at 0. And I'll go on the Z6II also. Okay, I'll go 0 on this one also. Okay. So you get a better picture. I'm retired, folks. Nice lady that was an expediter. Magali, shout out to you. Amanda, thank you very much. Got a carrot cake from Jeff, and I shout out to him. He spent too much money. I had a cake for Annette. She didn't show up. Manny, he gave me a clip from Cheers, little puppet, and Mike gave me a little post office truck. Remember where I worked, but I appreciate my time at the post office. It's over. It's beginning to start a new chapter in my life. So thank you for watching, And remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and until next time, I shall see you then. Goodbye, folks. Have a wonderful day and stay warm. Winter is coming.